Coming up, the University of Iowa national rankings drop. And later, Republican presidential candidates return to Des Moines.
Iowa's running game leads the way in blowout win.
Beautiful weather out here in Iowa City looks to continue.
All that and more coming up on this Monday morning edition of DITV News.
Don't go anywhere. DITV News starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for tuning in live to DITV and KRUI 89.7 FM.
I'm Sarah Gala.
And I'm Johnny Valtman. Iowa City Police needs help in locating 15-year-old Bridget Stone, who has been missing since September 11th. Stone was last seen at Iowa City West High School, dressed in black leggings, white flip-flops, and a tie-dyed pink and yellow sweatshirt. Stone is 5'5" with brown hair, with the sides shaved off. If you have any information, contact Iowa City Police. U.S. News and World Report best college rankings were released yesterday morning. Overall, the University of Iowa had a decline from last year's rankings. However, the University of Iowa undergraduate programs of nursing and writing were still ranked within the top in the nation. The university's undergrad nursing programs improved to number 4 and ranked number 1 in public universities. Writing in the disciplines tied for 5th place and is the only public university ranked. This is, however, a decline as writing was ranked 2nd last year. Starting today, the College of Public Health building will be holding a food drive for Global Public Health Week. Donations will be accepted from the 18th to the 22nd, and the donation site will be in the CPHB atrium on the west side. The food drive is for the food pantry at the university found in the IMU.
Food insecurity is going up post-pandemic, and there's no reason why we shouldn't have items that cross global cultures. The food drive is always just a nice kind of tangible illustration of how much people in public health really care about the work that they do and the community that they're a part of.
Here is a list of food items that the university recommends. There is also an Amazon wish list that can be found on their online page if you cannot bring in any of these items. And Sarah, I feel the fall is truly coming. It was nice out this morning and seeing the trees change colors. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, I'm loving it. I love every aspect of fall, so can't wait for it to come.
Me too. And now we're going to send it outside to DITV's Julia Rhodes, who has the forecast.
Thanks, Johnny. I am live outside the Iowa River, and I'm happy to say that it looks like we have a beautiful day ahead of us. Today is projected to hit a high of 70, being a nice start to the school week. Temperatures will drop down to a cool 50 tonight as we head into the rest of this week. Tomorrow has a 25% chance of light rain until 7 a.m., followed by partially cloudy skies. Today is also expected to be the coolest day this week before temperatures heat back up into the 80s, where this trend will continue for the rest of the week. Back to you in the studio.
The Iowa Democratic Party has voted to hold their in-person Iowa caucuses on January 15th, 2024. Earlier this year, Iowa lost its first-in-the-nation status over concerns of Iowa's lack of diversity. The new plan has in-person caucuses assigning delegates to vote at county conventions to comply with the state law. There will also be a 14-day window for Iowa Democrats to vote using a mail-in ballot system. Also, over the weekend, Republican presidential candidates attended the Faith and Freedom Coalition of Iowa's Falls Banquet Town Hall. I was there with DITV's Jordan Tovar, and he has more on who was at the event and the banquet itself.
Attendees took to the Iowa Event Center in Des Moines to listen to some of the presidential hopefuls speak and give their views on spirituality. Some of the supporters specifically wanted the candidates to focus on faith as a platform.
Governor DeSantis, definitely. He has a lot of the same values that I have, and God should be first. God should be first foremost for us as leading this nation, and we're just supporting him for that reason.
And while dinner is being served behind me, the attendees' dessert was some of the candidates' speeches. Notably absent was former President Donald Trump, but his former vice president, along with the rest of the candidates behind Trump in Iowa polls, were present to speak to the crowd. Some of the candidates expressed how religion has influenced their leadership.
Faith in God provides you with the strength to be able to weather the storms that come when you're exercising leadership.
I'm a big believer in Jeremiah 1:5 that says, before you were in your mother's womb, I knew you. I chose you. I crafted you for a specific purpose.
Republican nominees had a consensus agreement of pro-life and equality for all Americans through religion.
But founded in the fact that we are all equal in the eyes of God. We say it a different way as well, that God resides in each of us.
As supporters left Saturday night, they had a better understanding of the candidates and their spirituality. From the Iowa Event Center in Des Moines, Jordan Tovar, DITV.
And starting today, Senate File 538 goes into full effect. This stops doctors from providing transgender minors access to gender-affirming health care in the state. The law was signed by Governor Kim Reynolds last March, and doctors had 6 months to stop prescribing puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones. Gender-affirming care means medical action to help affirm someone's gender identity. Successful Living, a nonprofit organization serving adults with chronic mental illness, celebrated its 25th anniversary with a block party on Friday. The event, which took place at Towncrest Square, featured multiple Iowa City businesses, food trucks, and live music. The mayor of Iowa City, Bruce Teague, also attended to make remarks highlighting Successful Living's work in the community.
This is a great honor to see all of you here, because when it comes down to mental health, it is so important that we do our part individually and as a community.
Successful Living strives to help adults on their path to mental health recovery with services that include housing, education, rehabilitation, and more. Before the party, they also offered open house tours of their facilities. The IMU has started undergoing its multi-million-dollar renovation, which is set to begin its second phase in the summer of 2024. Jay Bertrand has more outside the IMU.
Thanks, Johnny. I'm standing outside of the current Iowa House Hotel, which in the summer of 2024 is going to be turned into a counseling and care center for students as part of the renovation. This parking lot that I'm currently standing in will be removed and turned into a front porch for the IMU. Additionally, a new outside plaza will be built connecting the Hubbard Commons to the River Room and River Terrace. This plaza will overlook the Iowa River and provide a new space for students to hang out and study near nature and IMU food services. Besides these new additions, structural renovations to the building are being planned. In total, these renovations are set to cost $63.4 million in Phase 1 and $17.7 million in Phase 2 for a total of $81.1 million. Back to you, Johnny.
Thanks, Jace. And over the weekend, Sarah, I was a bit surprised seeing how many points the Hawkeyes were putting up in their football game.
Yes, Johnny, the Hawkeyes put up some fireworks in their gold-out game. DITV's Michael Merrick and David Consuelos have the highlights for more from the Hawks' big win.
And the 25th ranked Iowa Hawkeyes returned home to take on the Western Michigan Broncos. But despite a 41-10 victory, it wasn't the blowout from start to finish Hawk fans hoped for. First drive of the game, Iowa in plus territory. McNamara fires, intercepted there by the Broncos. They have all the momentum. 2 drives later, Bourget down the left sideline to Sambucci, and he's going to go 64 yards all the way to the end zone. Western Michigan leads 7-0. Iowa trailing 10-7. LaShawn Williams on the screen, and it's all green ahead of him. 25 yards to the house. Williams, one of 3 Iowa backs to find the end zone in this one. But it was the transfer, Ontario Thompson, with the punt block safety that put the Hawkeyes up 16-10 and gave them all the momentum.
I just seen me and him. I mean, like, it was kind of like in slow motion, like the movies. I knew that I was going to get it the second time. I knew when the opportunity came back up, I knew I was going to make that play.
And it was all Iowa from that point on, as the Hawkeyes would go on to win 41-10.
You
guys are the only undefeated team in the Big Ten West. Does that mean anything at this point?
Nah, I mean, we're 0-0 in the West. I mean, I'm just happy to be 500 career-wise, not against Western. Okay, I don't know if you guys piled on there, but
yeah, it felt good just to we battled through some stuff, and then we were able to put a lot of points on in the second half, and felt good for us to put 40 points up today.
And with Cade McNamara finishing barely over 100 yards passing and 2 interceptions, David, it's clear that this Iowa aerial attack's going to have to step it up another level if they want to go into Happy Valley and beat Penn State next week. But the offense did see some improvements as that running game, well, it looked as good as it has in years for Iowa.
Yeah, Michael, with Caleb Johnson being out with an ankle injury, the Iowa running game did not slow down as he put up the most yards they did in 4 years, with not 1, not 2, but 3 running backs finding the end zone for the Hawkeyes tonight.
I mean, we got a lot of backs in the room, as y'all can see. I feel like we got a real stable, we stacked in there, we got a lot of talent, and I feel like we all know the next man up and anything can happen at any moment, so when we get the opportunity, we all got to take advantage.
Leading the charge of the running trio was junior running back LaShawn Williams as he netted 145 yards on 12 carries while also pocketing his first receiving touchdown. True freshman Kamari Moulton was given the nod and did not disappoint, breaking through with 50 yards on 8 carries with 2 touchdowns in his first ever collegiate game.
Truthfully, I was just glad to be there, and I'm just doing it for my mom and my grandma. They passed, so I just know they're happy for me, and that I'm doing me.
Capping off the trio was former walk-on Max White, pushing through to the end zone to score in his first game for the Hawks.
Came here, he works extremely hard in practice and just is playing on special teams, doing a really good job right now. The guys that don't get to play a lot, it's a lot easier if you're out there playing, but the guys that are doing all that work, to see them get rewarded is a pretty cool thing.
So, Michael, the breakout performances tonight should give the Iowa offense some confidence, which they will need if they want to head into Happy Valley and escape with the W.
Yeah, David, confidence is key, and like you said, they're going to need every last ounce if they want to go get that win in Penn State. So from Kinnick Stadium, Michael Merrick,
David Consuelos,
DITV Sports.
Took on Merrimack College on Sunday afternoon. Looking to stay unbeaten, Iowa started off slow and remained without a goal after the first quarter for only the second time this season. But it did not take long for the Hawks to begin their scoring outburst. 5 different Hawkeyes netted a goal, including Deion Van Alsum, who also dished out an impressive 3 assists in the game. She assists Rachel Herbine for both of her first 2 goals of her career.
The second half, and Dion had a great play going into it. She could have easily just beaten the goalie, but she chose to be selfless and pass it to me, and it was a great ball, and I just happened to be in the right spot.
Iowa beat Merrimack College 8-0 and improved 8-0 on the season. They return Friday to begin Big Ten play against the Michigan Wolverines. Moving right next door to the soccer complex, the Hawks opened Big Ten play against the Fighting Illini on Junior Hawk Club Day. In the first 30 minutes, McKenna Silber gets the wide open net and it scores it. Iowa trails 1-0. Late game, Iowa getting desperate. Forward Kelly McGrody scores with just 7 minutes left. She ties the game.
I saw Ellie had the jump on the defender, and I'm like, come on, Ellie, bust it. Kenzie made a run in, made the defender go to her, and it was the most slow motion goal ever.
It's not just Kelly put the ball in the net, it's Ellie who tracked down the ball and got a great cross off. It's the team effort right there.
Carrie and the team look to stay undefeated in Big Ten play against Wisconsin on Thursday. An Iowa volleyball team dominated this past weekend in the Big Apple. The Hawks started this weekend off against Syracuse and made quick work off the Orange, sweeping them 3-0. McSweeney led the way for Iowa with 6 kills and 4 blocks. Iowa kept the brooms out for their matchup against Cornell as the Hawks also swept the Ivy Leaguers 3-0. But this time it was transfer Natalie Mavorovic who put the show and finished with 13 kills of the night.
And Sarah, it was a good weekend for Hawkeye Sports, and I can't wait to see what they do this week. So that's going to do it for DITV News. I'm Johnny Valtman.
And I'm Sarah Gala. Have a great day.